to us and try to interrupt us or interfere with us recording them. A lot of time, police officers are the ones that initiate the contact with the video recorders. The people that's video recording, police are the ones that approach them. Either they turn on their flashlight in the direction of the camera and also blind the person, because the flashlight that they have illuminates very bright. So it blinds the person, it blinds the camera, and if they're not doing nothing wrong, there's no reason why they should be trying to cover, trying to prevent us from documenting what they're doing.
So are you here because you do not want additional cops hired in the city?
Well, but that's going to be this part of the segment that we're talking about now is dealing with Cop Watch Patrol Unit, dealing with the statement that Bill Bratton made yesterday about that people that are video recording, police are starting to intervene or get in the way of police carrying out their duties. So we're here to say that we're not intervening. There are a lot of people that's video recording or within a reasonable distance when they're recording, and a lot of the time it's police officers who decide to go towards the person that's recording and makes contact and creates conversation, creates an argument. Sometimes they do it in an aggressive way that they're trying to let the person know that they don't want to be recorded and try to have the person either move too far back enough that they cannot record what's going on. And we want some type of guarantee from the city council legislator that will protect video recorder, not just the Cop Watch Patrol Unit and other Cop Watch group, but the ones that decided to take upon themselves and say, you know what, I'm going to record police officers because it's within my constitution, and we want people that video recording to be safe, and we want some type of bill or some type of legislative law that's passed that will protect video recorders, just like they've done in California, where the Senate over there put a law together and presented it to the legislator saying that these officers who intervene should be penalized, should be punished, should be held accountable because they're violating the constitutional right of the person to video record.
And you're in Cop Watch organization.
Yes, I'm the founder of Cop Watch Patrol Unit, and my nephew, which is his son, is the one that did the video which went viral, which shows teenage girls 14 years old being aggressively grabbed by two undercover officers in Manhattan in 140th and Hamilton Place. And then you could see the people within that community, well, basically women's, which was a wonderful thing to see, women's in that community actually stop police from criminalizing these young girls.
Where do you do the patrol?
Well, we use the New York City crime map, the same map that the NYPD puts out there where all the crimes are at. And where the most crimes are at, this is where they're going to put the impact unit officers. So we put our cop watchers to patrol these same areas. And
so you do citywide?
Yeah, so we do citywide, yeah.
And your name is?
My name is Jose LaSalle. I'm the founder of our Cop Watch Patrol Unit.
Could you address the issue over the additional hire?
We're going to do that right now.
Yeah, they're going to.
The only reason I say is because I got to be upstairs.
Yeah, so they're going to do that right now.
We're going to make this real short.
Yeah, my last name is Lasalle. And any other further questions, we go talk after they finish their presentation. Yes, capital Salle. And his son, which is Michael Barber, this is his father, Esteban Barber, is the one that did the documentation, which Bill Bratton is saying that, it shows and proves that people are intervening with police arrests and things of that nature.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to deal. I'm with JOSMARTRUJILLO. I'm with New Yorkers Against Bratton and the Coalition to End Broken Windows, and we're here. New Yorkers Against Bratton, Coalition Against Broken Windows. We're here with members of a campaign called Safety Beyond Policing. We're here with Black Lives Matter New York, Leadership Coalition, Cop Watch Patrol Unit, to say we're opposed to the 1,000 cops the City Council has been proposing. We're opposed to the 450 cops that Bratton has kind of compromised and asked for. We're here to say that the mayor needs to stand strong and keep the head count as is, because we think that safety needs to be addressed in multiple ways that go beyond policing. Cops have done nothing short of brutality and discrimination in our communities for years, and to give them more resources is a slap in the face to the communities who are constantly protesting, constantly having to go to funerals and talk about their stories over and over. So we say enough is enough, no more 1,000 cops. We're also here to say Melissa Mark Viverito, Jalissa Ferreras, and council members Rory Landsman and Vanessa Gibson are all selling out their communities. A lot of these council members live in communities that are already over-policed. So for them to really push for the 1,000 cops is, we think, a scandal, and we think that they should listen to the communities who have not been asking for more cops, but asking for more resources like NYCHA services, mental health services, youth jobs programs. Again, you can find more of our direct kind of demands on safetybeyondpolicing.com, but we're here to say absolutely no new cops, and we're here with Ben from Black Lives Matter New York, who will speak briefly, and then Vincent Riggins from East New York, Bright Leadership Coalition, who can speak on it, and then we're going to head inside.
Can I ask you real quick? I mean, I'm sure you guys agree with those council members on a lot of policing issues. I mean, they've been very vocal against police discrimination. Why do you think on this issue?
No elected official in this city has been strong enough on police reform, and the evidence in that is the fact that people continue to be stopped, people continue to be arrested for low-level offenses, for non-violent offenses, people continue to be murdered by police. So no elected official in this city has done anything close to what is necessary to rein in this police department, and that includes the progressives, or people who describe themselves as progressives, but it goes away all the way up to the mayor, who brought back Commissioner Bratton in the beginning.
Do you think that more police would be more aggressive police?
More police means more arrests, more summonses, more broken windows policing, more stop and frisk. There's nothing for us that dictates, and this is one of the lowest overall crime statistical years on record. There's nothing to legitimize the addition of even one more police officer. If anything, the police department should be reduced, and we should use that money to provide social services for the communities that are most affected by over-policing, which happen to be Black, Latino, communities of color, poor communities. These are the communities that need resources. We need resources that aren't guns and badges.
All right, thank you all for coming out. My name is Ben. I'm with the Black Alliance for Just Immigration. We're a member of this Safety Beyond Policing campaign, and we stand with everybody here to say that we don't need 1,000 new police officers. I mean, one of the things we want to highlight is how Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito, also Vanessa Gibson, and many city councilmen have been rebranding broken windows as community policing. This idea that resources that should be going to the community should be divided from the community and added to policing to kind of form a new collaborating policing framework. But we know that that framework doesn't end policing and criminalization for our communities. We know broken windows that has been rebranded as community policing has been practiced in Los Angeles, has been practiced in Chicago, and we've seen it in Baltimore as well. And we see that that doesn't repair, no one knows for sure, there is no evidence to say that that repairs in any way community relations with the police and or improves those communities, and we've seen this across the country. So broken windows began in a strong way here when Bratton was first here in New York City, and then traveled with him to LA, and has gone across the country and in many ways across the world, and it's come back here and has been rebranded as community policing to kind of make it more palatable for our communities. But we see that there is no evidence that solves any issues that we have, and we're looking at this $100 million that's pledged annually to go to the police, that it needs to go to social services that we need. We're looking at the Summer Youth Employment Program, whose funding is in flux and is waiting on federal funding that is kind of in a sense of debate whether it will be able to service the 35,000 people that it said that it was going to service. And we know that New York's youth 15 to 24, over 100,000 apply for the Summer Youth Program. And so that $100 million could make our community safer by providing full employment for young people. We're looking at many ways that this $100 million could be used around mental health supports, around NYCHA supports, and in many ways this is kind of a slap in the face as you see that in the last winter and in this last coming up few months, we've seen obviously the community come out addressing police brutality, and all of our city council and policymakers are doubling down by adding 1,000 new police officers at a time where it's unneeded.
Ben, what's your last name?
Ndu Kabuye, NDU-GGA-KABUYE.
And good morning, my name is Vincent Riggins. I'm the founder of Bright Leadership Coalition from East New York, Brooklyn, which is ground zero for stop and frisk and all the other draconian policing policies that they've been implementing over the last few years. I'm just going to highlight a couple of things to show that Bratton is really not genuine about his philosophy about broken windows. A Bratton philosophy about broken windows, about attacking citizens, about low-level quality of life instances, what we feel as an attack on culture. See, because Black and brown people, Latino people, we like music, we like to dance, we like to have the good time, we go to baby showers and all that, so we like that. Bratton said if he imposed on that, then that will reduce crime. If he believes in that philosophy of attacking low quality of life issues, then he should apply that to the NYPD. When they do low-level violations, like moving in and trying to block a CPU unit that's filming something, he need to impose a penalty on that. That way they won't get into the more brutal problems if he believe in that type of philosophy. Are you with me? That's his whole philosophy about policing. Stop the minor violations, and then the big ones won't happen. What we are saying, if you believe in that philosophy, apply it to the NYPD. Now Gibson and Councilwoman Barron had a debate, I think on New York 1 yesterday, and Gibson only point of contention after 100 of hours of hearings, and they drilled down on all the stakeholders in this city. One I'm going to highlight for you guys, so a lot of people missed it. Miss Jones Dr. Jones from St. John University, Criminal Justice. Her name is Jones. She gave testimony on March 3rd hearing, public safety, pertaining to proper strategies for policing, and totally outside of the consciousness of Bratton. Totally outside, so you guys can review that. But her parallel about policing is similar to Safety Beyond Policing. They call it neighborhood policing. They said they're not going to call it community policing because that's really a misconception of what you're supposed to be doing as a police officer and policing officer. So I'm going to refer to that. But so Gibson, only point of contention is that overtime right now. And I got to give it up to her because she did sit through all that testimony and she let people go over the 2 or 3 minutes. So I think she is genuinely trying to find out some solutions. But her only point of contention during that debate on New York 1 with Councilwoman Barron was that the overtime is an issue. So she said she want to hire 1,000 more cops to cut back on overtime. We're saying you got to continue doing your work because if you find out police are doing overtime because they're doing all these low quality of life infractions, like sitting in the park, open container, right? That type of thing. So the police go into the precinct, they make an arrest, then they take their time, they let a perpetrator sit in the cell for 5 hours until they off shift, then they start the paperwork. So that built up overtime. This is no secret, it's administratively. So we know that. So we're saying we don't want our community victimized by some false philosophy of policing, and I'm gonna give it to the mayor. He need to fire Bratton. If he think Bratton is putting pressure on him and don't want to implement what the mayor's trying to do, then he need to get fired. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Cell phone number.